There is a lot that's been happening. All right, there is a lot that's been happening within your field. I'm seeing so much unfold for you. And the weirdest thing is I started this reading and then I got a huge notification of a message basically from the Mexican government saying, it's like the alerts on your phone. And listen, I grew up in the UK, so we don't get those kind of alerts where there's just a huge ringing sound on your phone, on your watch. And it said that this is not, this is a drill. This is a drill, but I'm seeing it as a blinking energy, right? This message today, it is a drill, it's preparation and how you've been prepared for these next sequence of choices that you're being called to make that are going to open up a new life experience for yourself. This is the message that came through, right? So stratopause. Stratopause talks about being at a transition point, and it talks about transformation through your own personal choices. There were a few downloads that I got from this. One of them was like this river, right? And all rivers lead to source, they lead to the ocean. But what path are you going to take? There's some kind of choice that you can make right now that actually collapses time and it fast tracks you to the ocean. And it reminds you of the scene in Doctor Strange where the woman is like, the ancient one, she says, well, your intellect is taking you so far, but it will take you no farther. You must surrender to the power of the current and use it as your own. I'm seeing that for you. There are certain irreversible choices that you're being called to make that will create a mark in the historical timeline that are going to shift the point of reference that people had for you. You're no longer operating as the old version of self. And I'm seeing, okay, this is a drill. It's something new that you're test driving when it comes to these choices that are being something that ends up opening up new life experiences for yourself. This has been happening when it comes to your inner world. I'm going to take you through the process of what I saw, and it was cold. Cold energy is not a force, but instead it's the absence of heat. And I'm seeing this as choices that you've previously made that have had the soul kind of absent, right? It's where we've kind of led to this point of incongruency between the thing that the soul wanted to experience in form and how the flesh was previously leading the soul. And now there is a convergence point where the soul is now leading you in the flesh within these experiences. And it's leading to, I'm seeing Dharma, which is the rapid unfoldment of one's path. It's also a reminder of how beautiful life experience is, because you get to experience the contrast in the rhythm of the current and the journey that it leads. Okay, I'm seeing the river is running deeper and deeper, and the banks are rising higher and higher, which I'm seeing as this is literally a point of no return. You cannot get up out of the current of the river, even if you wanted to. That's what it is. So it's felt like it was a drill up until now. Anyway, what I saw was the layers of the earth. This was being real to me in meditation. And through the layers of the earth, hold on, I need to cool down right now. I was seeing the atmosphere and the mesosphere. So the mesosphere is essentially shifts that happen in density and energy in your field and within your own inner world. And it talks about us seeing reality, not as something that's built on opposites that are fighting each other, but simply its gradients, its variation of experiences, and its movement that's happening within one unified field. And this is one lifetime and experiencing many different gradients, many different shades, many spectrums of experiences. So let me read you this card first and foremost, and then I'll tell you the downloads I was receiving around your field. So Stratopause talks about a transformation led by personal choice. The stratopause is the level of the atmosphere, which is the boundary between two layers. I'm seeing the boundary between the old self and the new self. The mesosphere and the stratosphere. It's the upper limit or the turning point. That's the stratosphere, which gives way to the dynamic balance and complete balance, or descends to the coldest part of the atmosphere, which is the metasphere. And again, what do we speak about cold? Cold is not a force, but instead it's the absence of heat. This is a place of a transit, like a bus stop. Nothing nor no one stays here for long. This decision about where to go comes from us, and we have two polar opposites to choose from: black or white, left or right, yes or no. The important thing is to know that nothing pulls us towards any of them more than our final determination. The result of this determination will be affected by the brief period that we spend there. This decision can result in falling into the coldest part of the atmosphere, or flowing in the river of endless balance of protection provided by the stratosphere. So, what is the key to not descending into an area filled with turbulence and bone-chilling cold? How can we escape such a hostile environment? By making a decision from our inner warmth. This is how you can bring the energy of the stratosphere while being immersed within the density of the mesosphere. That's what I see. You can take this light, you can take this remembering no matter where you are. You can sustain this 0 point even in the eye of the storm. This is the moment that you remember yourself as the different gradients, as the storm, and everything flowing within it, remembering that you are everything and everything is you. So it's like is the moment that you perceive yourself as separate from what you already are, right? It's the moment that you believe you need something outside of yourself to complete you. And I'm hearing your mission and your moment. This decision can result in falling into the coldest parts of the atmosphere. If the decision comes from a cold and distant place, which I'm seeing as disconnection from the soul, or it's decisive, rigid, or based on fear, then it will only bring repercussions in kind, or will result in falling into the area hostile enough for it to survive. Behold the mesosphere. Always choose through the being. That's the portal. And the quote is, the stratopause is the layer of transition, a place that we move from through decision, and it shows us roads with different destinations. We choose them from inside without much hesitation. So that's what the stratopause is, okay? It talks about you are the field experiencing itself through different intensities, different layers, and different expressions. And nothing is missing in this moment. Everything is already whole and simply moving through the experience. That you are the experience itself. This is where it gets even deeper, because it's allowing yourself to be held by the current of the river, by the power of the soul, and an inner knowing that is guiding you through an understanding that you're beginning to see translate into your material existence through something that you already understand that's encoded for you to experience. And that is the source in which you seek an understanding on a deeper level that the river is not separate from the source. Like, you are not separate from what it is that you desire and what it is that you seek. And what it is that you seek also seeks you. That's another message that I see from this. Let's go ahead and get another message, and we'll kind of decode this a bit further. But it's super interesting. It's super, super interesting. That's why I kept getting a message about the mesosphere. You can bring, it says, warmth, making decisions from your inner warmth, okay? Like an inner knowing, making a decision from a soul perspective, looking at a situation or scenario or potential through that realm of energy. So we have Aurora Polaris, Flight, and Golden Hour. Aurora Polaris talks about, behold this magical event, okay, in the night sky. Many gather around, you see this plasma event, okay, and it's remembering yourself as a bioplasma being and moving according to that essence and that remembrance. Flight talks about the flight or rise to success, and I'm seeing it as easy elevation when you move forward without hesitation, like allowing that voice of hesitation or that octave to coexist within you, but not allowing it to guide you anymore. Be guided by your love and your interconnectedness to all things rather than your fear. For if fear does guide you, then you'll find yourself moving nowhere at all. Then you have Golden Hour. Golden Hour talks about a special or spatial light. I'm seeing it as something being unveiled, or you quite literally being blown away by the current of the river towards your golden hour. This kind of gets me into that, back into that quote of, we do not fear that we are inadequate, we fear that we are powerful beyond measure. And you're being called to make a personal choice, and it feels so personal to you because it's you finally honoring the soul's calling in a way that goes beyond you. It goes beyond the ego, the identity, the role that you're playing, and allows you to become nothing more than merely a conduit to the way that the river wants to express and experience itself through you. There is a level of humility that's required. There's a level of tuning into the divine feminine and then taking embodied action to support that inner knowing that you have in your quest for life experience. I'm also seeing the thirst for life experience. Let's get another message for this. Let's get a gateway of the light activation. This is just going to be, we have 11:11 on the clock right now, so some type of wish come true. The chamber of the violet flame. This is the crown chakra, so it's creating from the crown. Karmic release is not allowing the previous cause to, the effect of one's life is the result of our cause, right? Whether that's conscious or unconscious. This is about you lucidly guiding your life towards your chosen destination, okay? That's what this is. Karmic release and radical transformation. It transformed your life experience because the filter of perception that you're viewing this life from has shifted, has evolved. You've evolved in the way that you see yourself. Let's get see up. And what was previously holding you back is no longer a factor in your life unless you choose it to be. So opportunity to take leaden experiences and turn them into golden opportunities. When you receive this card, know that the violet flame of transformation has been brought to you by your angels and guides. They are encouraging for you to see that you're in a space of radical transformation. Transformation can be overwhelming, but know the hand of the divine is leading the way. All past trauma is now being cleared from your energy. Stay focused on releasing all of the energies that are no longer serving you. The violet flame is here to transmute fear into love. If any fear is rising up inside of you, know that it's simply a call for love. So this is exaggerated emotions that can rise to the surface as you're being called to make these personal choices, or choices to honor the soul's, intentions in this experience. Call in the strongest form of love you know and allow those in your inner cycle to support you through this transformational time. You're an alchemist with the capacity to take all that was leaden and turn them into golden opportunities. You can align your life with the divine purpose and live in a more purposeful way. That's what this is. You're being called to live in a more purposeful way. Allow your purpose to, guide you. I feel like you're beginning to reorganize your life around your purpose. And that can be something that we begin to fear because we don't have a point of reference for what that actually looks like. So I see it as an alchemist is one that can observe that thought of hesitation or reluctancy and fear, understand where it stems from, and hold space for it. That part of us is not asking to, be killed. It's not about kill the ego or this part of myself is bad. No, it's doing the best with the level of awareness that it has. And that part of you is just asking to be held, not rejected, but integrated. So it's in you beginning to hold space for all octave expressions of yourself as a multidimensional being, that you can evolve the perspective and how you navigate not just the external world, but also your internal landscape. So there's something in which you're being called to essentially create in your own life experience. And that's going to look very, very, very different. Okay. It's intuitively being guided. And this could be part of, Pluto stationing in retrograde right now. That is asking for all of us to break free from, first of all, a lot of revelations will be coming up and being excavated within the psyche because that's what Pluto rules. But it's something that goes out of bounds. So it's a time in your life where you're being called to go out of bounds or divert from the normal routes, okay, in which you would take. And in doing so, you reach a point of no return. There is something that you're being called to transform in your life right now. And this is about you transforming yourself into a version that is going to be able to honor and collapse those choices into being. So your message is, am I able to maintain in the eye of the hurricane of life? That's what this is. Are you able to maintain yourself in the hurricane of life, placing yourself in the eye of the storm, seeing yourself as many octaves, densities, and mediums in which you're moving through, allowing yourself to be held in each scene in your life? So, do I hear the voice of my heart? Again, your heart will be your guide moving forward. You see the heart has legs. So it feels like your heart is like wanting you to run in a certain direction. And it's less about what it is you're running away from, but focusing on what it is that you're running towards in the end. So I'm going to love any of you right there. It's just a short and sweet message today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out 𝓬𝓪𝓬𝓮 if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade gemstones. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards water sanctuaries. And I'll speak to you very soon. Until next time, bye.